Hey friends. Hello, hello, hello. This is a record for me. I'm going live again for the second day in a row. But yeah, I wanted to because it's a crazy time right now for work for us. And I don't have a lot of bandwidth to like connect with YouTube and Patreon and keep up with the whole content stuff because I'm in work mode. For those of you who don't know, we work in hospitality. It's our high season right now, and it's really busy. So we work our asses off for the next like 60, 70 days. So my brain power is very low. So I thought I'd do some lives and just like chill with you all while I cook dinner. And yeah, that's it. So I'm a little tired today. Thank you. Oh, let me turn this off. Yes, what time is it? It is 9 p.m. I am tired. I am hungry. I don't really know what I'm gonna cook. I'm not gonna cook anything too fancy schmancy tonight. I have some leftover meat sauce that Gab's mother has made for us. And I have some lasagna noodles that I think I'm gonna cook and then like cut into little pieces and make like a lasagna, it's like sloppy lasagna dish because I feel like having some comfort food. So yeah, that's pretty much my situation right now. And that's it. So, you know, Q&A, let's chat. It was fun yesterday. So let's do it again, shall we? I have a video that I'm actually publishing tomorrow or the day after tomorrow that I filmed a while ago. It's about backdoor stuff and if women really like the backdoor stuff. So you can check that out when it's ready. See, I'm just like, I'm tired, friends. I'm tired. Can't go wrong with a ham and cheese sandwich. You are absolutely right. I am personally a big fan of a gourmet grilled cheese. You know, I love a good grilled cheese. Sometimes I like a simple grilled cheese, but if it's simple, at least has to have some bacon in it, you know? If not, some like caramelized onions, a few different kinds of cheese, like a little butter. Oh, love grilled cheese. Love grilled cheese. Edit Lover says, I have cancer. I love your videos. I'm sorry. My mom was actually just diagnosed with cancer. Not to get sloppy on you all, but yes. So I'm dealing with that right now. I've never really been through that before with a family member, so there's some stuff going on there, but you know, we keep on trucking. Love from Mississippi. All right, I just want to say, you know, look, I appreciate my audience. I respect you all, okay? But when you say things like, I appreciate gourmet Hooters and shit like that, it's, like, I wonder what the intention is there. Are you trying to compliment me? Make me feel good? Because it's just, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. But I still appreciate you and I respect you and I'm very happy you're here. But I'm just saying, we don't want to hear that stuff, you know? Yes, the kitchen is great. Since I have a little bit of time, actually, I'm gonna show you around the kitchen, okay? Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna start boiling water. Let me boil some agua. Okay. Let me boil some water. All right. And then I'll show you around the kitchen. Whew. All right, what do we got here? Ooh, there are a lot of people in the house tonight. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Can I tango? No, I can't, but I did take some samba classes last year. And I wasn't great at it, but it was a lot of fun. David Riviera is Spanish. Whoops! Gotta check my water. Hold on. Okay. Woo! Okay. Ooh, that made a very loud noise for a second. Okay, so we have some Spanish people in the house. Hola. Todo, hola, bienvenido en mi canal YouTube. Hablo español un poquito. Necesito practicar, pero pienso que estoy buena. So yeah. Oh, mon Dieu. Yeah, okay. Let me salt my water and then I'm going to show you guys the kitchen, okay? Hold on. Let's salt the water. Here we go. I should probably use table salt to salt my water, but I'm too lazy to find some. I have my no, I can't teach a Spanish course. I should take a Spanish course. Je peux parler français aussi. Je sais pas s'il y a des... Okay, we're back. I thought I froze. That is very sweet. Tell your mom I said thank you for making a beautiful daughter. Okay, we're back. I thought I froze. That is very sweet. Tell your mom I said thank you for making a beautiful daughter. That is very, very nice. Very sweet. Okay, so while the water is boiling, hi Chase. Let's show you the kitchen, okay? So yes, this is an industrial kitchen actually. It's pretty cool. Look how big it is. Woo. This is the kitchen. Okay, we got little stoves here, got a little plaque situation. I don't use this often. I probably should. This is not in a house. I'm currently in an auberge. I don't know if you know what an auberge is. Auberge is French. English, it's like kind of like an inn, I guess. We work in hospitality, me and my partner. This actually used to be a restaurant, but it's not anymore. It's turned into my kitchen. So I'm very lucky to be cooking in here. What else? So as you can see, we have like a lot of glasses and stuff. We never use those because like we don't really need them. See, things like that. Gav has his little piano here, which he never plays for me, which he should. I'm very good. How are you? And then table. This is actually all new. Like right here, just a couple months ago, there were like metal structures. There was an industrial dishwasher. There was the heating shelves and stuff like that for food. But we actually ripped all those out to make space for this stuff. Okay, so yeah, this is it. I got, I feel like this is so silly, this live. I'm just showing you shit that's in my kitchen. I got my vitamins here, omegas and biotin, and this great book. If you're a guy watching this, I highly recommend you read this. This book right here. Great book for men, honestly. Ethical Corn for DICKs, A Man's Guide to Responsible Viewing Pleasure. It is a great book. I'm having a lot of fun reading it, even though I'm a woman. If you're a guy and you have some issues with corn, I highly recommend, not even issues with corn, but like just issues with sex in general. Your vitamins first, it have fillers. Fillers, what do you mean fillers? What do you mean by that? This is my pantry. And this is the best part, friends. Check it out. Check it out. 1, 2, 3. Woo! It's the fridge. There's the fridge. Did you see a ghost behind me? That'd be pretty crazy if you did. So this is the kitchen. Some of you have probably been in this live before, so this is nothing new for you. We got some art on the wall here. Here we have a nice little picture of Gab and I. No, I cannot twerk. I don't think my lower back can handle that. All right. Yeah, no, I'm not a twerker. I love to dance, but twerking, not good for the lower back. What state am I from? I am not from a state. I am from a province, Quebec. What else? We got some art. I've done this before, so some of you may already know the answer, but points to whoever can guess who that is supposed to be? Anyone? Little trivia for you. Check it out. Who do you think that is? Oh, I'll show you the bathroom after. The bathroom is actually pretty funny. No, it's supposed to be a person. It's a famous person. Who is it? No, but good guess. Not Andy Warhol. I'll give you a hint. Submarine. Oh yeah, those knives though. Imagine. Hey, no, that's not Hitler. Thanks, they're fake plants. Yeah, good job. Briuhin got it. I feel like you've been in this chat before, so you already know. We got another one. This guy. Who is that? Anyone? Any guesses? My dad is Sicilian. Any guesses? Yeah, Ray J. You got it. J Ray. Ray J. J Ray. Okay. I feel like you've been in the chat before too. All right, next. Last one. Who's that? Any guesses? Nelson from Dynamite. That's actually a really good guess. Yeah. Roy Orbison. Interesting guess. This dude's from Asia. No, he's Asian. I'll let you guys sit on it. Think about it. He's from Asia. That is not my library. That's just for show. It's just the library. We travel. I have a lot of books in storage. Here. Woo. Gangnam Style guy. Good guess. I think it's him. Or he's like the South Korean or the North Korean president, political guy. Maybe it's the Gangnam Style guy. One of those. There we go. Library. Penthouse. Yes. Modest Crab. You got it. I haven't read them all. I've read a bunch of them. So, okay, hold on. So, I don't know if you know what these are, Letters to Penthouse. They're like the old published Letters to Penthouse. Okay. I ordered these because on my Patreon, I read some of these stories and I kind of make fun of them because these are stories that supposedly people actually wrote in like the 70s, 80s, and like no one actually, like this stories in here, this didn't happen to real people, okay? Didn't happen to real people. They're obviously made up, but they were submitted by like Josh from North Carolina, things like that. Anyways, just like the language in them, they are funny. So I have a few videos of these on my Patreon. I actually took a break from it. I should get back to it. But yeah, really ridiculous things where people find themselves in hot tubs with orgies and things like that. It's like, this didn't really happen. It didn't really happen. I read this one. Hey Ryan, it's going great. Sex and Punishment. This is a great book if you're really into history. It's 4,000 Years of Judging Desire. So it goes through all the important decades and moments in time. Like we're going back to oh my God, I can't ever say this. Mesopotamia? Jesus, I'm tired. Like Egyptian times, way back when. And talking about all the really weird sex stuff that used to happen. Okay, I'm gonna put the tripod down while my water is boiling for my lasagna. Oh shit, that almost fell. Let me fix this. Yes, thank you, Dave. Mesopotamia. Yes, that's what I meant to say. Kama Sutra. All right, which other one did I read? This one, The Vagina Bible. So obviously if you're a man, you probably didn't read this, but if you are a woman with a vulva, vagina parts, then this book is great because it talks all about it. There must be some kind of peen equivalent, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on down there that is important for us to know about, you know? What else? This one I have not read yet, but I'm excited to, with sprinkles on top. Everything vanilla people and their kinky partners need to know to communicate, explore, and connect. You should buy the already cooked lasagna noodles. You know, crafting with Sandra. Usually I do, okay, because I'm just like, I make a really good meat sauce, but I just don't have time to cook the noodles. But those are left over from a friend. She bought the cooking noodles, so I want to use that box because I like to repurpose stuff. So yeah, that's why. You guys should take note, by the way. These are great books to read. Smart Sex by Emily Morse. Again, a really wonderful how to boost your sex IQ and own your pleasure. Okay, y'all gotta get started on the pleasure books. I'm telling you, you're gonna learn a lot about yourself. A lot. Ooh, this is a good one. So this one, The East, the West, and Sex, is all about a history of erotic encounters, but comparing Western world to Eastern world. Ooh, I thought I heard something. Maybe it was the ghost. Oh shit. Oh my God. Guys, the lights just turned off. What is going on? How freaky is that? Okay, anyways. Are y'all watching this right now? I feel like we're about to get like Blair Witch. Okay, anyways, it's a ghost. They're probably think I'm cool and they want to hang out. Hold on, let me just plug my lamp in. Oh my God, we're back. Oh wait, I'm missing all these messages. The devil, spirit, yes. Okay, so that was crazy, right? Is there a spider behind me? Okay, things about to get freaky in here. Anyways, this book is all about comparing Western world to Eastern world. So you think like North America versus Asia, you know, and how we view sex differently and a lot of how the sex tourism stuff came about. Anyways, it's really interesting. I think I'm going to read it a second time just to really grasp it, because as you can see, I have all these notes here, but I'm really bad at retaining information, so I need to help it. Joe, yo, Hydro-Québec at its best, ben oui! Mon gars, t'es un francophone, tu viens de Québec? J'adore quand mes Québécois viennent pour dire bonjour. Okay. It's actually fun. I didn't plan on going through my library with you all, but here we go. If you guys see a ghost behind me, let me know, okay? Tabarnak, esti tabarnak, oui. Bonjour. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, side non sequitur here. Who has seen Three Men and a Baby? Anyone? Do you guys remember that famous scene where there's like a little kid standing in the background and they all say it was like a dead ghost? A ghost. Okay, someone says twerk please. No, I can't twerk. I'm gonna throw out my back, friends. Y a pas une araignée en arrière de moi? Je pense que non. Probably this place is haunted because it's very old. This book is called Mind Play, A Guide to Erotic Hypnosis. So I did a erotic hypnosis workshop with a friend a while ago, and it was a lot of fun. We went through mostly the basics of hypnosis in general. One day I would like to get through this book and potentially hypnotize my partner. Okay. FYI, who said this? Someone made a joke. How can you tell if a ghost is a girl because it has boobies? Just side note, if you're a man watching this, please don't ever call a woman's breast boobies. Call them boobs, if anything, okay? I remember once I was with a guy and we got it on and he was like, I love your boobies. And I was like, why did you say that? Don't say that word. I like cringed. It's just not nice. It feels like a child is telling you they like your boobies. Like, it's just, don't say that. Don't use that word, okay? Use breasts, tits, even just boobs. Sorry, I'm spelling it because of YouTube. So, yeah. Bella, y a pas d'araignée. Tu parles de ça? Respectfully, you remind me of that one girl from the movie Brave. Brave, is that the girl with the red hair? Good Food and Wicked Sex by Hope Cleaves. Ooh, that sounds good. Is that talking about sex and food? I would love that. Then there's this one. The Leather Couch, Clinical Practice with Kinky Clients. I have to read this one. Que más? Shame on you, I just ordered this one. How to Be a Woman in the Age of Mortification. I listened to a podcast of a girl who did some sex work, who then became a teacher. This was in New York. And then obviously they found out and ripped her to shreds, and yeah, you know, shame. Yeah, Boobbies. Not a great word. Not a great word. Again, this is a great recommendation. The Jealousy Workbook. If any of you are considering thinking about opening up your relationship or want to learn more about it, I know the cover looks like it's from 1982, but it's actually a very highly recommended book. And it's like, it looks like a child's workbook, but it's really, really interesting. No, I cannot do a backflip. What else? Okay, Come As You Are. This is a classic. It's all about women, like female pleasure. This one, haven't read it yet. Sex in the Citadel. Intimate Life in a Changing Arab World. Yeah, you should make a list of your fave books, pretty please. I will. Gab just came in. Who wants to say hi to Gab? Mating in Captivity, Esther Perel. She's amazing. Again, if you're married, if you've been married for a long time, yes, I do like it a little rough. You probably want to read this book. It's all about, you know, trying to bring back that eroticness in your marriage and talking about infidelity and all that kind of stuff. You know, because like she always says, eroticism craves novelty, you know, and when you're with someone for a very long time, there's no more novelty in your relationship. So it's like, how do you bring that novelty back, that mystery? Mating in Captivity. You got it. All right. Revolting Prostitutes. I like learning about sex workers. This one, because we need a little bit of fiction. It's just like a feel-good book. Love theoretically. Lots of sex in here. Very nice. Why are you so turned on by feet? That's a good question. I would love to know what turns you on about feet. Because there are a lot, like the feet people, there is a huge community of feet people out there. And what is it? Yeah. What is it about the feet? What do you like about feet so much? The only thing with books, after a while, you forget what you read. Yeah, that's why I try and highlight and I use tabs. Thank you for my hair. I'm half Jewish. My mom's Jewish, but we don't really practice. I'm not really religious. What else is here? That's good. Classic, The Ethical Slut. You should get this book. If you're interested in non-monogamy, it's like a Bible. Do I have OnlyFans? No, but I have a Patreon. You can check me out on there. It's a neurocircuit close to sexual function. Feet people are weirdos. No, feet people aren't weirdos. I would love to know what you're into sexually, because everyone's got some weird stuff that they're into. Okay, more than they'd like to admit. At least some feet people admit they're into feet, you know? I would love to know what weird shit you're into. People are weirdos. Yes, we are all weirdos. I'm gonna go check my water. That was my little collection. What I have here. The lights never came back on, friends. Okay, let's see. The water is boiling. Okay. Let's get the pasta. Here we go. Am I Christian? Okay, this guy says, or probably y'all don't have, hold on a second. You probably all don't have girlfriends. I read something interesting today, actually, that I wanted to read to you from this book. So, what did he say? Hold on. Yeah, there was like a whole chapter on DICK pics and not to send them. Okay, hold on, where was it? Where was it? Hold on. For some reason, many guys have the idea that there is something wrong with them if they haven't gotten laid and don't have a girlfriend. Maybe there is. Maybe they have rotten, dirty shoe breath. Or maybe getting relationships and having good sex is a lot harder than we all really want to acknowledge. On television and in movies, it looks so easy. Meet the one, fall in love, have great sex, live happily ever after. I highlighted that because, oh my God, my brain is shut down. Hold on. I have to relook at the quote to remember what my point was. Why did I want to read that to you? Just a moment. Yeah. So I get a lot of comments online from guys being like, giving up dating, like, oh, the dating world, like, no, 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 it's impossible. I can't even get a date and so on. But thinking that maybe it's something wrong with them. And then you put all this work or money into like pickup artist, like how to find a girl, how to approach a girl. Like, yes, those are definitely skills that you can practice and learn. But ultimately as well, sometimes they also teach you how to not be yourself, you know? And you don't wanna not be yourself, you know? But the point was that dating, sex, and relationships are a lot harder than people make it out to be. And that is true. It is hard work. I'm trying to sound intelligent right now and make some points, but honestly, guys, I am just freaking tired. Don't just date by hooker. It's financially a better option. This is more entertaining than people screaming at each other. Yeah, I know. I have a whole vent right there. I didn't turn it on, but yeah, it's a big kitchen. I know, it's great. Date a hooker. Sex worker, by the way, not hooker. Sex worker. Let's use a good term, okay? But you know what? I mean, I am very high finance. I am very pro sex work, you know? If you can afford it, go for it, you know? Because they're professionals, they're smart, they're intelligent, they can keep you company. You know what though? Like, people are like, oh yeah, but it's paying for sex. But if you really think about it, when you go out on a date with a girl and you take her out for dinner, you take her out for drinks, and then you go to a show or whatever, how much are you spending that night? Like $300-400? You know? Hoping to get lucky after, maybe? It's like the same price, you know? And you just like skip all the small talk. Not that I'm saying small talk's not important. Man, I sound terrible right now. Ooh, I'm definitely a fan of small talk. I love banter. I love flirting. I'm not saying that you should just, you know, skip dating and like hire someone for sex. But if that's what you want, then by all means go for it and skip the other stuff, you know. Anyways, $30. That's not expensive. Everything and Lisa Hooker will do what you say and not argue. Call them sex workers, friends. Sex workers, okay. Hey, Mega Wildman. Gab is taking his shower. Wait, did I? Might as well cook all of this lasagna. Who just knocked me over the head? How about you buy a water bottle, treat it the same way, the benefits, you won't have to hear any news and it came out. You know what? There was a creator, she's called the Dadvocate, okay? She creates a lot of content in support of men, you know, because she feels like men are getting a lot of shade these days, which I agree with. But she did make one post called Why I Still Bone My Husband. And one of the things what she said was that he lets me talk and ramble on about anything. And I get a lot of like smack on my YouTube page of guys being like, you talk too much. You say too many things. You're a shitty storyteller. And like, stop talking. And it must be like so painful to be in a car with you because you can't stop yapping and blah, blah, blah and all this stuff. But you know what? Gab, this man right there, listens to me ramble all the time, and I appreciate that, and I think he is somewhat sexually satisfied. Are you?
I'm very satisfied, and I love it when you talk.
There you go. So, yeah. Do you want to come say hi? This is my outfit. It's nothing special. I'm wearing jean shorts and a pink tank top. This is Gab.
Oh, damn. There's a lot of people.
Yes.
Hello, people.
That's your grandpa.
Hey! That's not nice.
He's not my grandpa. Sometimes he is in bed. But
They're not
hey,
nice.
they're just joking.
No,
Be nice. He's been working really hard lately, and he hasn't shaved his beard, so his white is like popping out like crazy.
I will shave everything tomorrow.
He's been like physical labor here every day for hours working outside, so yeah. Be nice to him. Grab him where he likes it, yeah. Yes, he has a man bun. Don't hate the man bun, okay? Don't hate the man bun. Although I used to not be into man buns so much either, but then I met Gab and I was like, he charmed the shit out of me. He's a confident man. He is a positive, happy, capable man, and yeah. So yeah, now I love the man bun. Are we monogamous? We are monogamish. So we were monogamous for a long time, and we had a lot of threesomes together and played together. And now we're kind of playing separately a little bit, but he's got money too. You know what? Let me correct that, okay? Let me just say, Gab, he's an entrepreneur. He's worked his ass off. He's failed a lot. He was poor a lot. Like, he put money into his businesses that ultimately failed. He friggin' stole, like, canned spaghetti sauce and cheese from the supermarket to eat so that he can, like, fund his projects and stuff like that. So, yeah, he worked his ass off. And now, you know, he's making a little bit of money. And I'm helping him. I mean, I helped him with his business, too. But, you know, you work hard and that's it. So we try to enjoy our life. Yeah, but you would be there if he was poor. I don't know. I've dated guys before who didn't have a lot of money. It's about chemistry, friends. Chemistry. How did I meet him? It was COVID. And I also owned a business in Montreal, a fitness studio, and I worked with children with autism. That's mostly what I've done for the past like 10 plus years. That was my main profession, working with children with autism. And then I had my fitness studio, and I worked my ass off. And hola, Saúde from Brazil. And then COVID came, and I was working even more. I pivoted my fitness business online. I was just burning out like crazy. So I needed some time away from the city. I mean, there's a whole backstory there, but I'm not going to get into all of it with you guys now. And I took a road trip by myself because I like to travel alone a lot. Even before I met Gab, I would take all my money and just go on a trip and spend it all there. And I didn't have a lot of money, but because I spent it all on traveling, you know, irresponsible financial habits. Anyways, we couldn't travel anywhere, so I did a road trip in the north of Quebec, and I booked one night at an auberge, thinking I was going to leave the next day to continue traveling. And that first night, I remember I was kind of going through a burnout, so I was quite sad and depressed, and I took a lot of mushrooms, and I don't really do DRUGS. I'm not really like a user like that. I don't like being out of control of my body. But that summer, I did do a lot of mush with my best friend. So I took some by myself, and I ended up spending the whole night crying, dancing in my room. I was like purging. I was so like burnt out, and I was just like, yeah, it was a trip. Anyways, the next day came, and it was a beautiful day, so I decided to stay at the auberge, and I was chilling at the pool, and then a young gentleman came up to me and started talking to me, and I didn't really understand what the dynamics were. So I'm just gonna toss the lasagna, because there were a lot of like young guys working here. I didn't really understand the work dynamics. Anyway, so he started talking to me, and I was like, oh, this place is pretty cool. Like, there's some cool people. And then he offered me some bubbles, and I was like, sure, this is turning into a nice little trip. And then Gab came in the pool, and he was like, have you met my friend Gab? He's the owner. He's the coolest guy I know. He travels around the world, like really beefing him up, like wingman style. And Gab is not the type of man physically anyways that I usually go for. I would always go for like Middle Eastern, tall, soccer player type guys who dress better than I do. So yeah. And then we just started talking, and we were talking about business and life and stuff, and he was like really interesting and really like charming and confident. And anyways, long story short, we had a really sloppy night. We all drank, and we had a nice fire and everything, and I was like, you know what, I'm on vacation, I'm feeling good, I'm just gonna have fun. And so we slept together, and then I ended up staying for 5 days, and we spent time together. And then over the next couple of weeks, we stayed in touch. I went back to Montreal, and we stayed in touch, chatting and stuff like that. And I came back to see him, and then he came back, and eventually we just kind of were aligned in what we were looking for in life, and we became a couple. And that's 5 years ago. So yeah. Yeah. Which book do you want to know about? Yeah, he had status and wealth, I guess. Well, at the time, he didn't really have any money because he just, he put all his money in a project in Montreal that was this co-working cafe thing that was supposed to open in March of 2020, and that didn't happen. So he lost all that money. And he had worked out a very good deal with the owner of this place to try and, like, he didn't buy it or anything. He was like, can you lend it to me, kind of, and I can try and make something of it. And then I came and I worked my ass off. I sold my business, which is pretty cool because it was a fitness studio in the pandemic. Like, all the gyms were closed. And I quit my job working with kids to come here and help him. And that was a really tough summer because I didn't know how to run a hotel or like manage people. So yeah, anyways, that's it. But yeah, things are going well after a lot of work. So yeah, call it what you want: status, wealth, ambition, charm, goals, whatever. It's okay. It's okay, Bruyen. You know what? I wish I can give you a hug. I appreciate that you say you're just salty. Oftentimes when people hate, they're projecting something. You know what I mean? But it's all good. It's okay to say those things. I know that a lot of people think that, oh, he just has money or whatever. It's like, c'est normal, you know. But if Gab were here right now, maybe he'll come back after. He will tell you that, like, back in the day, you know, he didn't used to get girls. But he worked his ass off to try and do the things to get girls, which I guess maybe comes with, you know, owning things. I don't know. But hold on, how am I going to do this? But he also worked on like confidence and how to talk to girls and how to like close the deal, and like he practiced things like that, and I guess it worked for him. I'm not just talking about myself, but other girls. Oh my God, am I a mom? No, I'm not a mom. I have no children. I don't want children. Okay, I need to dump the lasagna, so I need you to give me 1 moment. Let's put the oven mitts on. I've never owned shit, and girls have always liked me. I mostly attribute to being tall. Oh shit. Somebody just dropped some glass somewhere. I just heard something break. I look like a mom. Thanks. I don't know what a mom is supposed to look like. What is a mom supposed to look like? You know what, Richard? Yeah. You got tallness working for you. Unfortunately, we live in a world where tall gets you somewhere. I am 5'9". I'm a tall girl, and I will say, some of you may hate on me for this. I've never dated a shorter guy than me. I was always kind of self-conscious being a tall girl because I was always the tallest growing up. So when you're a kid as a girl and you develop early, you get tall and you get breasts, you get made fun of. But then you get older and then you're like, oh, I'm actually hot. But back then, you're actually not. It's like the flat, short girls that are the cute ones in like elementary school and beginning of high school and stuff like that. So I was always pretty self-conscious about being tall, which is why I always liked a guy that was taller than me. Gab is 5'11". He's not that much taller than me. And he is, how old is he? He's 44, I think. 44. So Amory, you say you're 5 foot. One of Gab's best friends is 5'1" or 5'2". This guy exudes confidence. Okay, he's a real estate agent. I don't know how he gets the girls that he does. Sometimes I'd always think he's kind of skeezy and like a little bit too much of a player, but he can charm the pants off of anybody. Anybody. He was so good at getting girls. And just people in general, like super social guy. It's like that confidence, you know, and just knowing how to like work a room and talk to people and so on. And anyways, 2 years ago, he met a girl in Amsterdam, a Brazilian girl who's like, she's taller than me. I think she's like 5'9.5" or something. And they fell in love and they've been together ever since. So it's kind of funny. He reaches her like here, but he's, you know, it's, yeah, anyways, that being said, confidence. I got on by my looks for years, but as of 15 years ago, I got old and ugly, and it was really putting me in a state of depression. Aww. I am half Italian. Getting old. What's old? How old are you? Ooh, let's pour this out. Has anyone ever made a lasagna soup? Okay. What time is it? It's 9:45, man. I hate eating this late. This is the only 58. That's not old. I mean, what is old? I don't know. What's that expression? You're only as old as you feel? Is that the expression? I need more protein though. Let me get more protein. We need more protein. What kind of protein should we get? Some sausages. Sausage and pork. I don't know. I don't really want sausage protein. I want like real protein. This is where I hope that staying healthy, like exercising every day for at least 30 minutes, skincare regimen, no smoking, no drinking. You can come.
No.
Do you have a question?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, is first floor Rez-de-chaussée and first floor is not the same thing?
It depends on the place. Honestly, rez-de-chaussée, generally speaking, is like the first floor. But there's why?
Guy from 19 is saying like, oh, I wanted a first floor room, and like you give me 19.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like that's a client that I spoke to. Or how many nights?
19, Claude said, is his name.
Is he pissed?
But he sent a message saying like, you promised me a room on first floor. Qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire pour? What did he say? He said.
Hold on. What's his name?
On est arrivé, nous sommes très très oui, la chambre 19 qui n'est pas au premier étage compromis. Ce que pouvez-vous faire pour corriger cette promesse d'empêchement?
Ask him what first floor means.
That's what he said. Like, la chambre 19 est au premier étage. Vous ne savez pas l'escalier à monter. Dès qu'on a eu l'appel par téléphone, on vous a signé la chambre 19. La définition d'une chambre au premier étage n'est pas la même alors.
Well, that's it then.
But yeah, like, I don't know. If not, then I don't know what's first floor.
Sorry. Oy vey. Okay, I have a question for you. I missed what all you guys said in the chat. I don't know what I was saying, but what is first floor for you? Rez-de-chaussée? Do any of you know what rez-de-chaussée is? Rez-de-chaussée versus first floor. Is rez-de-chaussée the same thing, like RC is the same thing as first floor? Anyways, there's someone here who's pissed because they're on the first floor. We don't have the same definition of first floor. Okay. Noodles are gonna stick together. Yes, you're right. Yeah, okay. I wanna make lasagna soup. It's already fucking late, guys. I'm just gonna boil that sauce and I'm gonna cut the lasagna and put it in and make like a mishmash. Nothing fancy. Young and the Restless. I used to watch Days of Our Lives. Saúde. That's all I remember to say in Portuguese. Saúde and falo um pouco português. Back in pan with cold water. Are you a chef? Are you a chef, Gravy? Is this gonna be hot? Okay, let's turn this baby on. There we go. I'm gonna put the sauce in. Let's get that sauce. Let's get that sauce. It's gonna be a cozy dinner tonight, friends. And I got a little baguette. So just a little bread. It's kind of a comfort food night. All right. I know, it's 10 p.m. I don't usually like to eat dinner this late, but it was a long day, friends. It was a long day. So yeah. Ugh, I didn't. Shit. I mean, Gab's mom makes good meat sauce, but I make better meat sauce. I need income tax season to hurry up and come around so I can take you out to eat. That's sweet. Where would we go to eat? Oh yeah. It's sauce. You know it's sauce. What is this nice kitchen? It is a nice kitchen, isn't it? Okay. I am improvising right now. So if you all, some of you are new on my channel, I didn't even introduce myself. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Ali. I'm from Canada. I'm work in hospitality, but I also I'm studying sex education, so I'm kind of like a sex educator. I started sharing some stuff online, stories. Hold on. Stories of experiences and such. Because this pan is too big. Whatever. Oh my God, I'm starting to get tired. Yes, sharing personal stories because I find it interesting to learn from other people's personal stories. Because when I was going through some sexual situations and needed some advice, I really appreciated people who shared online what they were going through. So that really helped. Anyways, I took off on YouTube talking about my first threesome in Hawaii. And that's it. Long story short, 'cause I've said this story so many times, you can watch my videos and learn about it. I started studying sex education, and now I share with you all what I am learning, and I have a Patreon too where I share some other behind the scenes stuff of our travels, our sexy travels, unfiltered stories, some photos, some videos, no nudes, okay? In case you're gonna ask me like a million times, no nudes, but I do post some boudoir stuff. This is such a disaster, friends. I mean, it's not that much of a disaster. It's sauce on the lasagna noodles. You can't go wrong, but it's definitely a quick dinner. Thank you. Salut from Egypt. Bonjour. Je suis jamais allée. I've never been to Egypt. Toronto, yeah. Australia, hello. No, there are no b-hole pics on Patreon. All right. Let's not say b-hole. Okay. It's kind of a turnoff. Hey, Adeline. Thanks. I could use a moderator sometimes, you know. Yesterday was the first live that I ever did that I actually got some haters on there. You know, people were like, oh, you sell porn on OnlyFans and you're like selling your soul on OnlyFans. And they kept saying OnlyFans and I'm like, please show me the OnlyFans that I am on. I would love to see it. Oh my God. It's actually quite funny. I didn't want to give them attention because they say you shouldn't give attention to the negative people. But sometimes it's just hard because they make it so ridiculous that you can't help but want to make fun of them, you know? Makes good content. All right. Do you do feet pics? Funny you mentioned that. No. I did try Feet Finder incognito for like a month. Didn't really do anything on there because honestly on Feet Finder they want more things than just your feet, believe it or not. But recently there is this person that I have sort of been working with. I guess you could say I write some erotic literature for them and they're really into foot humiliation. So I've been writing a lot about foot humiliation. And I did actually send my first foot pic today. He wanted to pretend like he was a bug and that I was squashing him. So that was interesting and funny. And he seems like a nice guy. He's very respectful of like my boundaries and what I'm willing to write about and what I'm not willing to write about. So I really appreciate that. So yeah. Aw, thank you, Chris. That's really sweet. I appreciate that. I'm actually going back to the city next week to be with her. She's having chemo treatment. And yeah, so I'm gonna be close for a couple of days and then I'm gonna come back up here to help with the hotel. So yeah, all right. Do we have a lot of lasagna noodles in here? Okay, this looks pretty good. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's freaking lasagna and sauce. But I have no Parmesan cheese. All right. So, how long have I been live for? Almost an hour. You were saying this to random people and then you need some friends maybe. Yeah, maybe I do need some friends, you know? You're right. You are right. You know, it's funny you say that. Because I'm not really like, I don't really go on Instagram. I'm not, I don't really like social media that much, even though I'm on YouTube. My life is in the hands of the algorithm, but I've never been like an oversharer online, especially on like TikTok or Instagram or things like that. And I'm a pretty private person. And I have been opening up a little bit more. And sometimes it's kind of nice to have some strangers, you know, come at you and say things like relate to you and tell you that they've been through the same thing or something. And I can see the allure of connection, especially for people who don't have a lot of friends. Like, I'm very lucky, I do have friends. But some people don't have the opportunity to connect with a lot of people physically. So, yeah. And I think one reason why, especially on these lives, that I overshare a lot is because I'm not great with uncomfortable silences. So I just keep talking. And then what ends up happening is I end up oversharing. So yeah. None of us do. That's why we're here. The loneliness epidemic, or whatever it is that they say. Right? We're living in a loneliness epidemic. Yes, Marissa. Marissa, what do you do? First of all, I almost choked on a lasagna noodle. John Smith says, if I was kidnapped, I would love to be locked down here because this is a great space. I'd love to know, Marissa, first, are you a woman? Because I don't have a lot of women followers, so it's always nice to hear when there's some female representing. But yeah, so on this live, and I'm so introverted usually, when I get nervous, I talk a lot. Like right now. Okay. Let's put some noodles in a dish. And let's zhuzh it up a little bit, shall we? Okay, what do I need? I need a dish. Let's get a dish. 34, single mama. Woo woo. My mama was a single mama. 34, younger than me. How many children do you have? Okay, let's put some lasagna noodles on here. It's a sloppy dinner, friends. Thank you. It is a great kitchen. Sloppy dinner. I love to cook, but tonight it is very sloppy. You have one daughter. I'm not in a restaurant. This is actually it was a restaurant. Now it's turned into my kitchen. It's not in a basement. We're not in a basement. You have one daughter. I'm sure she's very lucky to have a mom like you. I have a thing for single moms. But you know, I was raised by a single mom, and I think I turned out pretty okay. Contrary to what some of you may or may not think, but I have a pretty good life, pretty good healthy relationships. I'm not in a basement. Damn, just tell her you want her to peg you. I do watch Stranger Things. Okay, but I want to get back to Marissa. I want to know how she feels about being, I think she was referring to my point about connecting with people online. What kind of content do you have cooking? LOL. Oh my God, there's so much. Okay, hold on. First, Drake or Kendrick? I'm a fan of both, but lately I've been more of a fan of Kendrick. Turn to Jesus before it's not too late. Yes, okay. I actually have a channel about sex education, believe it or not, and I really love to cook. So I like to do lives and cook and chill because cooking is wonderful. It's universal. It brings people together, and food is just so good. So yeah, I do have a channel on sex education where I share a lot of personal stories, and I am currently studying sex education. So I share a lot about the things that I am learning. You can subscribe if you're interested. I would love to have more female subscribers, you know. Not that I'm not hating on the men. I love that you guys are here. But yeah, food is such a fun thing to do. Cooking is sexy. It is such an intimate activity, you know. I love cooking with someone, or I love cooking for someone. You know, I love when I was single and I would, you know, be dating more. I would love to invite a guy over to my house and just cook for him. I don't want him to help. Like, don't feel like you need to help. Please don't help. Get out of my space. Just sit there and enjoy watching me cook, okay? And I'll make you a good meal. And it's like intimate and it's nice and just sharing some really, really good meal. I'm not hating on men. I love horror movies. Okay, I'm gonna get some cheese and hot chili flakes for my pasta. Okay? All right. Let's get some chili flakes. I love spice and chili flakes on everything that I cook. So what kind of pasta? This is my boyfriend's mother's leftover meat sauce with chopped up lasagna noodles. So classy. Do you cater or something that's a lot of stove space? Are those, I think you're overdressed. I think I'm just fine. Okay, so no, I don't cater. I did want to open up a food business once. Gab was like, hell to the no. Hold on. Little bit of feta. I don't have any parm, but I want cheese, so I'm just gonna use some feta cheese. You're worried I've been kidnapped. Blink twice. Okay, this is my meal tonight, friends. Yummy. I know y'all are gonna make a joke there about like a boob shot or something. Wow, it's really late. I'm gonna hang out with you guys a little bit more, okay? While I eat my food. Because like I said, times are crazy right now with work and I don't have a lot of time to create content. So I'm enjoying doing these lives and just hanging out with you all a little bit candidly. A night stream in the kitchen. Let me make that meal a little nicer actually, hold on. Ooh, how's that? Is that good? Okay, so the catering thing. Hold on, let me eat my food. Man, I was hungry. If you ask someone, show us your puppies, they're not gonna show you, okay? It's just like, no. No. We are having dinner together. Thanks, Foxy Joe. Oh yeah, catering. So I wanted to open like a food prep service of like ready-made salads and stuff like that. But Gab, my partner, was like, hell no. He does not believe in the restaurant business because they don't make any money and they're a lot of work. I don't know if any of you work in the restaurant business. So he's very against it. I did have an opportunity one time. We had a festival on site. It was a van fest. So people with vans, like van life people who live in their vans, came for 3 days. And the guy who organized it gave me a food truck to run. So I ran a food truck for 3 days. And I made a menu of 3 items. A vegan chili. Was it vegan? Was it vegetarian? I can't remember. Vegetarian chili, something like that. A vegan crispy kale Caesar salad and meatballs with like the spicy hot pepper jelly sauce. And I wanted to use products from the local area because we live around a lot of farms. Yep. It is really nice. And anyways, when I actually found out how much it costs to buy like the local meat and the local ingredients, for myself, it's okay. But if I'm cooking for a lot of people, it's freaking expensive. Okay, friends, I remember going to buy like the good local meat. And when I was weighing my meatballs and going to price them, I was like, people are gonna, like, a meatball's gonna be $35 or something. Crazy like that. So I ended up going to the grocery store and buying the cheap meat. And using that for my recipe. And let's not even, like, when you talk about the labor, I'm so lucky I had friends that helped me prep. I was gonna do it all by myself. But then like 5, 6, 7 people ended up helping me. And if I had, like, these were friends, so they good night, Adeline. They helped me out of the kindness of their own heart. But if I actually had to pay staff to help me, there's no way I would have made any money. And I was exhausted at the end. I was like, there's no way I could do this every day. No way. Cook food every day. I like cooking for my friends, my family, but like as a profession, no. This is so good. Where's the wine? No wine tonight. I'm not a huge drinker. I only drink sometimes, but I do enjoy occasionally a nice cocktail or a nice glass of wine, depending where I am. But I do agree that actually I could go for like a nice full-bodied glass of wine. Full-bodied, like the kind of red wine that you cannot see through. You know what I'm talking about? That kind of wine. I have so many people who want to be a moderator. Okay, just curious, what time is it? It is late. It is 10:08. And I'm eating right now. Should be going to bed soon. No beer. Don't drink beer. It's either wine or a cocktail. What's my favorite superhero? Hey, AKS, first time on my YouTube. Hello. Who is my favorite superhero? I just recently watched one of the Avengers. I mean, I'm honestly, yeah, no, I like Captain America. Chris Evans. He's cute. He's cute. Where do you live? Not trying to be creepy. I appreciate that. I live in many different places. I spend a few months out of the year in Quebec. I spend a few months in Montreal. Well, Montreal isn't Quebec, but Quebec, like northern Quebec, and then in Montreal, and then I travel around the rest of the year. Fireball whiskey. Is that the kind of whiskey that tastes like the that red candy? You know that Valentine's candy? My hair is bothering me. It is very hot today, friends. Summertime in Quebec. It is humid as fuck. I must have wine with spaghetti. It brings out the flavor more and helps my taste buds. Yeah. I love your tattoo. Thank you. I have 2. I just got this one, actually. I don't know if I can... There. What does it mean? It's a sexy lady. I actually just got that in London a couple of months ago. I was there. I was in Europe for a work trip. I went on a sex education trip. Oui, je parle français. With my school. And well, I was in London visiting family, but in Prague and Amsterdam was where my sex education trip. And if you go on my channel, you'll be able to see those videos about what I learned. And on my Patreon, I posted a bunch of vlogs about what I was doing over there. And it was a really educational trip. It was so much fun. We went to like BDSM workshops. We spoke with sex workers. We did touristy stuff like bike tours and things like that. We did like a fantasy workshop. It was a very cool sex cultural trip. Cool. I am not American. I am Canadian. Canadian. Where did Gabron off to? I don't know where he went, you know? He doesn't like being on live with me that much. And somebody also insulted him, said, "Is that your grandpa?" And he got sad and he left. I think he's feeling bad because he's been working his ass off. So he hasn't like shaved, or his hair's all unkept, and his whites and grays are like popping out a little bit more. So when he saw someone that said that, he was like, ugh, and he got a little upset and he left. But we love Gab, right? Gab is the best. Honestly, he's such a great partner. Guys, you don't even realize. He's so nice and caring and takes care of me. I have been to America. I've been to New York. I've been to Chicago, Florida, Seattle. I've been to North Dakota, Montana, Minneapolis. I once did a road trip from Quebec, from Montreal, to Vancouver because my sister was living there at the time. So I always like to try and go on adventures when I travel, and that summer I wasn't traveling anywhere exciting, so I wanted to maybe take the bus instead of fly to Vancouver. I'm eating my mother-in-law's meat sauce with lasagna noodles. What was I saying? I got distracted. Yes, so I had a guy friend actually. This was many years ago. I was maybe 22 or 23. He was moving to Vancouver and driving there. And so we decided to go together. And it was he was like a friends with benefits kind of guy. So it was like a sexy road trip. So we drove across Canada, but we didn't drive across Canada because going through the prairies, like Saskatchewan and Manitoba, very boring. So we drove down through the States. So down through Chicago, Minneapolis, and then North Dakota, Montana, all that, and then back up through the Rockies, through Alberta. Like, so nice. Such a great trip. Friends, I'm not a MILF. I don't have children. I had spaghetti 3 hours ago, and I'm having seconds. Since watching you eating makes me hungry again. You know what? I'm hungry still, too. I'm going to have some more. I'm going to eat some more. Okay. Frederico, honestly, like, I'm not going to answer that question. I don't know why people write questions like that. Yeah. Top 3 most famous Canadians? Oh, God. Céline Dion. Hello. Céline Dion, for sure. Ryan Reynolds, even though people hate him right now. I would say he's like the most famous Canadian. Oh my God, who else is a Canadian? Justin Trudeau. I'm not good with famous people. Neil Young. Yeah. He's Canadian? Tattoo tour. Okay, sure. Even though some of you might have already seen this. So yeah, this is like nice naked lady. Got that in London. Saskatoon or Saskatchewan. Is that where you're from? I've never been. This is my sister's name, Joanna with a wing, because I believe she's my guardian angel. She passed away the year I was born, so I never got to meet her. What is this chat about? Papa Fonz coming in. I have a YouTube page about sex education, and I also work in hospitality, and I've been very busy the past couple of weeks, so I haven't had much time to create content. So I'm just hopping in here live, candidly chilling with you all while I cook dinner in my fun kitchen, which I'm about to get some more lasagna, and catching up with you all, and getting to know you. That's pretty much it. Other tattoos. I have a tramp stamp, friends. Yes, you heard me right. Tramp stamp. I have a butterfly at the top of my ass that I got when I was 15 years old. Okay, 15. I wanted a belly button ring, but my mom wouldn't let me get that, but she let me get a tattoo, believe it or not. It's not that nice. I picked it out of a book, but I can never see it, so that's okay. What else do I have? Hold on, I want to put some chili flakes. Why is it so dark? Because we changed the lighting to make it more moody while I put red pepper chili flakes on my pasta. I have this. This is my old business logo, and the number is 33. I got that done in New York, actually, with my best friend, because my 33rd year was a really fun year. That's when I got out of a not so great relationship after 3 years. And I started dating and having a lot of sex and just like really enjoying myself. So I wanted to remember that. And then I have this. That's supposed to be me. Like my long hair, like this. You see the difference? Anyways, I mean the comparison. And I have a flower on the inside of my ankle. So yeah. I've never been to Newfoundland and Labrador. To be done. So yeah. I'm going to chop up some smoked salmon and mix it with cream cheese. Oh yeah. Oh my God, I love smoked salmon and cream cheese. So what you could do, if you have some dill, smoked salmon and cream cheese and dill, lemon, capers, chili flakes, paprika. When you like poach an egg or boil an egg and like make a toast, and then you can put the cream cheese and smoked salmon and your egg on top, and then like the yolk is gonna come. Oh, I love smoked salmon and eggs. Delicious. Delicious. Happy birthday, Claire. Oh, I am getting tired, friends. It's getting late. It's 10:18. It's almost time for bed. Eating this heavy meal before bed is no bueno. No bueno. But I think I'm gonna watch some Netflix before going to bed. Okay, I have an interesting comment here. Rosario says, my girlfriend thinks sex is always about love, so to bring someone new into the bedroom is always a no. So, I don't need 5 kids to be happy. I am happy. Honestly, if I had 5 children, I think I would be very unhappy. Anyways, I'm watching a new show called Me, You, and Her. I said this on my live yesterday. I apologize. I friggin' love Idris Elba so much. By the way, he has a music career. It's really hard to keep up with the chat. Where's I going with this? Rosario. Okay. And it's about this couple who, they're young. They're in their late 30s, early 40s maybe? Late 30s. And they want to have a baby, and the doctor was like, well, how often are you having sex? And they're like, oh, well, you know, like, we've been really busy, and we haven't really been having sex as much as we used to because, you know, we have work and this and that, and just making up all these excuses. And anyways, the guy was talking to his brother, and the brother was like, you should hire an escort. And he was like, I don't know, and he was kind of weird about it. Anyways, long story short, this show's on Netflix, by the way. It's called Me, You, and Her. He ends up getting an escort at a hotel room, and he's freaking out about it. And he's like, what did I do? This was a mistake. And then the escort comes, and then they end up, like, chatting all night. And he tells her, like, I hired you to help me, actually, with my wife, you know, with my sex life at home. Like, he was hoping that, like, seeing the escort would, like, ignite something in him that he would be able to take back to the bedroom with his wife. Which honestly, I'm not opposed. I'm very much for, if you can make it work, inviting someone into the bedroom to help you reignite some passion. I really think it works. But, you know, communication, consent, all that stuff, everyone needs to be on the same page. Anyways, the wife ended up finding out about it. And to his surprise, she was kind of turned on by it. And then she wanted to meet the escort and go out on a date with her. And I think where the show is going is they're going to have like a whole poly situation. I'm not a poly person. I don't think I could have a relationship, like an emotional relationship with multiple people. I think I could sleep. Like I could have that's why I say monogamish with Gab, because I have my main relationship with him, but I think like when I travel and stuff like that, I could potentially have like a little one night stand here and there for fun, but it not really mean anything. So yeah. Hi, Liliana. Tell us your favorite position. Favorite position? Honestly, the classics. Missionary, cowgirl. Oh my God, the 304 thing. Honestly, friends, whenever I see someone comment on my YouTube, like, oh, you're such a 304, I'm like, are you 12? I had to actually Google what that was because I was like, what is that? Why do they keep saying that? And I realized it's like when I was 12 years old and I was in high school in math class and we had our calculators, all the immature little boys would write 304 on their calculators, turn it upside down, and laugh like little losers. But now I see that grown men also do that. Not all grown men, not all of you are like that, but no, like get over the 304 thing, really. Like it's really not that funny, and you're really not that insulting me that much, okay? So you take an old school calculator, if you have one at home, write 304, turn it upside down, and read what it says. I won't spoil it for you. Okay, I need to get some agua. Let's keep it respectful, okay, friends? Like, don't come in here to hate, you know? I know people don't have anything better to do. I guess you could say the same for me. I'm being like live on YouTube right now. Honestly, though, if I wasn't doing this with you right now, I would be sitting here eating this and watching Netflix and then going to bed. Wait, what's a compliment? The 304 is a compliment? That's not a compliment. That ain't no compliment. Kids these days, I agree. What am I watching on Netflix? That show, Me, You, and Her. It has 5 seasons. I would recommend checking it out if you're interested in like open relationship, sex kind of stuff. What are you talking about, door? Is that like another word for a body part or something? Yes, keep it civil but respectful and respectful. OMG, you. So no, I haven't watched it yet. I've heard about it. I hear it's incredible. But no, I haven't watched it. Should I get it? Raise my hands. Woo. The door I just opened is my fridge door. Do you want to see it? Hold on, I need to blow my nose, and I can't blow my nose in front of people, so give me 1 second. I have a weird thing where I feel uncomfortable blowing my nose in front of people. Okay, hold on, let me show you the fridge, because y'all are pretty curious. Ooh, there we go. That's the fridge. Pretty cool, eh? Yes, it's a great fridge. Okay, friends, I'm clocking in at 90 minutes, okay? We're at 85. It used to be a restaurant. Thanks, it is a good vibe. What shows do I watch? I I really like reality TV, but I can't watch too much of it because it really does melt my brain. But I do live for the drama. But yeah, right now I'm watching Me, You, Her. I try to watch series to break up the reality TV because honestly, like too much reality just like melts my brain. Good night, friends. Jesus loves me, great. What's my body count? Somebody asked me this last time. I had to check on my phone. I have a list of everyone that I've slept with for safety reasons, you know, in case like something happened, if I ever got an STI or something, which I never did. I think it was like 27 or something like that. Under 30. Am I a 304? Guys, like, just, what do you, like, no, but really, when you ask that question, like, what do you expect someone to say to that? What answer are you expecting me to say? Please write in the comments what you would want me to respond to that question. Love the layout of the place. There you go, yes. So, it's an auberge in the middle of nowhere in northern Quebec. And it used to be a restaurant. There used to be a restaurant, but it's closed. We didn't open it. So now this kitchen is my kitchen. So yeah, that's where I am. Oh, this guy loves Idris Elba. Idris Elba is a smash. And by the way, if you haven't checked out his music, you should. I am not married and I don't have children. I did not see Sinners. When we go back to the marriage thing, Gab and I are not going to get married. I don't really want to get married and I don't want children. But in Quebec, we're quite rebellious against the church here. So Quebecois people don't always get married. It's not really a thing. Aaron, 304 is a woman who wears hooped earrings eating alone with no future. That's funny. You guys crack me up. LOL. I'm happy I can entertain you, you know, in whatever shape or form. Bye, Dr. Healthy. Yes, take care, stay healthy. Limit your alcohol. Don't smoke. Exercise. Have sex. You know, it's easy. Butterfly tattoo. Yes, the butterfly tattoo is the tramp stamp. Should I show you? Guys, I got this when I was 15. I didn't know any better. I just thought I was being cool. All right, here we go. Papillon. That's right in French. Here we go. That's it. That's the tramp stamp. It's not very pretty. Like I said, I picked it out of a book. Le papillon. Non, je suis pas marocaine. Je viens de Montréal. Ma mère vient de l'Hongrie et mon père vient de la Sicile. So my mom is from Hungary. My dad is from Italy. They literally came to Canada straight off the boat. Remember we met and they had me. Thank you, Chris. I feel like I have something in my teeth. I appreciate that. But I don't take offense to it anymore. Because people who write the 304 thing, literally what I imagine them to be in my head is like some guy named, I don't know, but the guy in my high school 7th grade class who is like a shit disturber who no one likes but is always trying to like make jokes and be funny and mean to people just to try and be cool. You know what I mean? But in reality, he's not. Yeah, so but I went to school in French. Je suis allée à l'école en français. I don't know if you guys understand me when I speak in French, probably not. Mais à la maison, on parle anglais, puis avec mes amis, on parle anglais. Mais au travail, je parle français. Montreal is like a big melting pot. what I basically said was I went to French elementary school, but at home I always spoke in English, and with my friends I spoke in English. Parlo un poco italiano. No posso perché il mio spagnolo è meglio che mi italiano. That was Italian, by the way. I did say I can't because my Spanish is way better than my Italian. So, yeah. Puedo hablar español muy bien, pero cuando hablo italiano no puedo porque en mi cabeza pienso en español y no italiano. That's right. I like learning new languages. In Arabic, I know Hayete. So my ex-boyfriend used to call me all the time. Hello, Darwin. Hayete. Habibi. Shukran. I think that's it. I learned some French in school, but opted out of French immersion. Now that I'm older, I've had the urge to learn a new language. Duolingo, man. Learning languages is cool.